Hi everyone. We'll start off with creating the first Java Hello World program. And to do that, obviously, you need two things in your system. One is an IDE. In this case, I have the IntelliJ IDE. So you can go ahead and install the IntelliJ Community Edition. Just type in Google and go to the Community Edition, download that, install it. Second thing which you can do is obviously installing Java in your system. So currently I have Java 22 installed in my system, and you can go ahead and install whatever latest version is available at that time. You can go ahead and install it. Or if you want to be in sync with what projects I am making, you can install Java 22 only, which also would be available in the download section. And one more thing which we need to do is that if I go to command prompt, let's say here, and if I type Java version, I see the Java version. This is because I have configured, you know, a setting in my system variables. So try to go into the environment variables. And if you look here, you would see that I have this particular entry with key Java underscore home and value as the bin folder of your Java installation. Okay. So once you provide this configuration, you know, you can use Java in command prompt to execute, let's say, Java file, or, compile uh, uh, your Java program, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that is one thing. Now let's go ahead and start creating a project. I go to new, uh, and obviously I need to create a Java project. I'll give the project name Learning Java Basics here, and JDK currently I have 22 and 1.8 is also available. I'll select 22 and I want to put it under my projects folder. You can put it wherever you like. Just click on create, and I want to start it on this window only. So you can have multiple windows being open for different projects in your IntelliJ, but I want to keep a single window right now just to avoid any confusion. Okay, hope this is clear. And what it does, it just creates this main file uh, under your src folder of your project. Okay, and obviously it created a project with the name which you gave there. Okay, so if I go ahead, you will see two options here: debug and run. Okay, so when you run, it executes the file, and let me show you what it does. So there is a simple print statement we have written, hello world. So what it does is it will basically print that command, and print that statement, and it ends there, program ends there. Okay, which is what we wanted to do. Okay, now uh, let's say you want to debug the code, which means that there is some error and you want to identify you know which variable is taking what value, something on those lines. So you can also go ahead with debugging your code. So if I just do a left click here on the this panel here, it creates this dot. Okay, which would be helpful for you to debug. Okay, so when you're debugging, you always try to put these breakpoints. These are known as breakpoints. Okay, so obviously many of you would be knowing how to debug a Java program, but I just want to take it to the basics, so even a beginner, a layman can understand how we can create a Java program. And obviously in ChatGPT times, we are recording this video in 2024. So, a lot of things have become a lot easier with ChatGPT in picture. And we want to basically leverage that AI technology we have for us to create programs faster. Okay. And I'm thinking that in this course, I would also try to use ChatGPT to show you how, with good prompts, you can create, you can get some inspiration from ChatGPT itself and use it in your program. Why not? If there is a technology available, why you want to, uh, you know, why you would want to be obsolete in your thinking and create things from scratch when you have ready programs available. Obviously, we want to understand what that program does, and the theory behind doing what we are doing is what makes an engineer. Okay, but if we know what we want to do, then we can take some boilerplate code, from wherever it's available, either on the internet or on ChatGPT. Okay, so it's just that everybody would be doing that, so you would also want to do that to be faster in your approach. Okay, so coming back to the main discussion here, so I would put a debug point here, a breakpoint, and to use the breakpoint, I would want to click on debug. Okay, if I click on run, let me show you. This will have no effect. The breakpoint will have no effect. Okay, so it would execute the like we did previously, like it did previously. But if I click on debug, it would basically, so it stopped here. So it didn't execute this line. It stopped before executing the line, which means breakpoint would execute everything before it. Okay, which currently here we had nothing. Okay, and then you can basically either uh, you know step over, which means it would just go to the next line, or you can step into, which means it would try to go inside, let's say, a small code snippet, if we had. So we'll see these things in more detail in the coming chapters. But let's quickly execute this. That's it, done. Okay, and let's also try with once with step into. So what I did was uh, step over, which moved it to the next line. If I do a step into, it goes to the next line only. So because currently in this program we don't have that example where we can show how we can differentiate between step into and step over. So that we'll see in one of the later videos. Okay, so you can put breakpoints and um, run programs partially with those breakpoints, and then line by line you can try to debug or try to run the program to see what is getting printed, how the variables value is getting changed, and so on and so forth. Okay, hope that is clear. Moving on. So that's how you create a hello world program. Now, uh, one more thing which I would want to point out here is that if I have this command, uh, since I have already configured the configuration variable, uh, since I already configured that configuration variable in my environment variables, Java home, so I would also show you quickly how we can. So we have this project, learning, okay, SRC. I'm opening this with a command prompt. So let's do a dir to see. I'm just opening this particular project in the command prompt. And what I would do is I would execute this Java file. Let's see what happens. So it gave us this hello world output, which is great. Okay. And what it also did was that it, when we executed, it created a file under learning Java basics known as the main.class file. Okay, this is a main.class file. Okay. And so this happened when we executed the command from the IDE. Okay. Now, if you have to compile from the command prompt, that also is possible. Uh, let's look at that. Okay. Java C main.java. It compiled and it would have created a main.class file. Main.class file. Okay. In the same folder. It will create under the same folder. So under the SRC only. Okay. So hope these things are clear. Uh, so I mean, that's about it. That's what I wanted to basically touch in this video. Hope uh, it was easy for you to grasp. Actually, it is nothing we have not touched, a lot of things. It's just the beginning. And in the next video, we'll start off with, talking about variables and what kind of variables we can create in Java and so on and so forth. Okay. So I'll see you in the next one. Um, if you want to code it with me, create your Hello World program after installing your JDK. That is your, the Java and your Java development kit, which was 2022 in my case, and uh, your ID as well. Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.